organization. It's also been a hallmark that we don't talk publicly about what we plan to do with our payroll, not because we're trying to hide anything from the media or the fans. We just don't like to talk publicly about our payroll plans because we see it as a competitive advantage in the American League East, to not tip our hands to our competitors. That said, I can assure you that the feeling is that our fans have been through a lot. They've been patient, and it's time to get back where we belong. We thought we had a good shot at getting there this year, but it's time to get back and go for that division title, play baseball in the postseason. That's why we're here. That's literally why the three of us are here. There's nothing like October baseball, and that's our responsibility and our obligation to the best fans in baseball. We fell short of that this year, but we're going to work tirelessly to get us back where we belong in the American League East. That's our commitment, to do everything we can. And talk is cheap right now. Words are hollow, but that's what we're gonna work on this offseason.
I was all in the whole time, but obviously my contract was up, and out of respect to the organization and to Craig, I didn't want to talk about it, right? And then we decided to talk about it. It gained momentum in a week, and like I said, and they know it. The number one team in my life, we wanted to be here. We love it here, and we took care of my team, the Cora Felicianos, and of course, the promise of winning, pushed me. I think that's the most important thing. I do believe we're in a good place. I knew we were in a good place when the season started. I'm not going to show my hand, right? I mean, it's a business too, kid. But I think where we going is going to be fun. And I've been saying it all along the last 2 weeks. The people are here most of the time. I truly believe this is the last struggle, to be honest with you. I think this is it,
Yeah, so, this is the time of year where we reflect on, kind of where the organization is and where it's going. And I think as we think about where we are, the bottom line, as Sam just said, is, we didn't reach our goal. Our goal every year should be to contend for a division title, to poise ourselves for a deep playoff run. And with that as the standard here, we fell short. There's no dancing around that. We need to be better. And that is not to say that there weren't things that should be reason for optimism, things that are really encouraging and exciting. We can point to the emergence of a number of position players that look to be cornerstones of the next great run here. We can look to the emergence of 3 homegrown starters who each made 30-plus starts and reached innings totals that they hadn't seen before. But at the end of the day, I think our fans have the expectation that we're going to compete for World Series championships. We share that expectation with them, and we fell short this year.
I don't know where the payroll is going to land. I know that we're going to be focused on win totals and getting into that postseason. You can't mess around in 83, 84, or 85 wins. That's not where you want to be. You want to win the division, get in, be in a position where you're sitting in a bye position and lining up who's going to be starting game 1 of the next series. That's where we want to be.
Yeah, so I think there are a number of things that we've already started to do, behind the scenes in terms of building out, a front office that we believe is modern and positions us to make great decisions as it relates to player acquisitions and player development. Some shifts in philosophy that we think will, help build a pitching talent development pipeline that will feed our big league team. But I think the reality here, right, is that we shouldn't have to look behind the scenes to determine progress or success. That should be readily demonstrated by the product that we put on the field at Fenway every day. And so we need to improve our defense, right? We can point to a defense that was kind of bottom of the league, especially our infield defense. We had the second most blown saves in the league, so shoring up our bullpen. Obviously our lineup is pretty imbalanced in terms of being left-handed heavy. Figuring out how to balance that out, how to take advantage of the short left field wall. We saw the effect of a guy like Tyler and 30-plus home runs, as a right-handed power hitter in the middle of the lineup. So I think the combination of, improving starting pitching depth, rebuilding the bullpen, we have some notable losses there, shoring up the defense and balancing out the lineup.
Look, I think our job is to walk the walk and do all the right things from a baseball perspective that position us to be good for the long term. We fell short, and so we'll have to let our actions speak louder than our words. And that's always true. That's always been true. Things have worked out pretty well here when we've had success on the field, and we feel that burning urgency to get back to postseason play.
There's a difficult balance to strike here, always having one eye on the short term, one eye on the long term. However, my hope is that the message that we're providing today is pretty unified and pretty clear that it's time to deliver, the team that is capable of winning the AL East, of making a deep playoff run. And if that means that guys who haven't yet made their big league debuts need to be on the team to help us do that, then we have to be prepared for that. And if it means that we have to be aggressive in bringing, players in who aren't currently with the organization to complement those who are, we have to be open to doing that as well.
I think it's more likely that every avenue will be explored, and this ownership group has taken a lot of heat, probably deservedly so, because we haven't been where we need to be the last couple of years. I can tell you this ownership group feels urgency and a hunger to explore every avenue, as Brez said, to improve and build upon this team to get back into the postseason.
If I can just jump in, given I've now been here for close to a year, I would say at no point did I get a directive from ownership about a baseball operation decision. I feel like as the chief baseball officer, ultimately I am accountable for baseball decisions, and so if we feel like there's an opportunity to improve the team via a certain pathway, I feel very confident that not only will we have the resources, but also the endorsement from ownership. I do. I can remember back at my introductory press conference talking about achieving this standard of quality and consistency that would enable us to vie for World Series championships year over year. And, we asked our fans to sacrifice a lot, to be patient as we built the foundation that would enable us to reach those goals. I think we're here. I think we're ready to deliver. I think we feel really optimistic about the position player group that we have currently in the big leagues, about the steps forward from the rotation. I think there is absolutely work to do, but those cornerstone pieces are in place. And beyond that, a lot of the work that had been done in the front office, a lot of the work that had been done in the minor leagues was done with an eye on ensuring that this isn't just kind of a 1 or 2 year flash in the pan type thing, but this is an opportunity to be at the top of the division, at the top of the league for multiple years here. It's a difficult question to answer on September 30th. We are very excited by the seasons that those four and many others have had. I think we can add some other really exciting players to that group, whether we talk about Franklin Arias or others. And I think that's a credit to a PD system that is, in my opinion, best in class. I don't think it's a coincidence that year after year we have position players like the ones that we're talking about emerging. Now, as it relates to their ability to contribute at the big league level, our hope is that they're ready to step in, early next year. But at the same time, if not, and if it's because we feel like we've got alternatives that give us a better chance of winning, that's a great place to be as well. Right? I think we'll have tough decisions as it relates to the roster, and hopefully those get even tougher every February or March as we think about taking the best 26 guys north that we can.
I mean, we've been talking to the players, and we've been talking about physicality, right? There's a good time for us to address that. Just felt like September has been a challenge for us the last few years. Is it physical, mental, or whatever? We'll take a look at it. But I think the message is loud and clear. You see Jarren Duran playing 160 games. He's very physical, and we need to do that. Rafaela, he played 150 games at 120 pounds. No, but we want him to eat and then get stronger, because it's very important. And I think, you guys asked me about Jaron the other day. Are we going to do this again? Probably not, right? I mean, I think the correct thing to do is to give him some rest, and I think he finished strong. But, just him doing what he did, it showed the whole clubhouse and obviously the kids in the minor leagues that it's possible, but you got to attack the offseason the right way. And, that's what we're talking about. Plans and all that stuff, it's going to be in November, your swings and pitch shapes and all that. But in the beginning, attack the gym the right way, get stronger, get faster, get moving, and I think that's going to help us.
Sure. So I think we're in a significantly better place than we were, at the time that I took over here. There's an increased emphasis on pitching development. I think Justin Willard's done a great job. I think Andrew Bailey's done a great job. I think a bunch of our minor league staff has done a really good job, especially working with strength and conditioning, working with our medical staff to ensure that we're building bigger engines. We're going to see in the next few days that typically starting pitching in the postseason, definitely bullpens in the postseason, they've got swing and miss stuff, and so just really pushing the development of fastball velocity, of quality shapes, the ability to generate swings and misses in the strike zone. We can point to some guys who have come up, throughout this season and impacted our club in a really positive way, whether that's Guerrero or Fitz or Priest or Slayton is a guy who wasn't with the organization last year at this time, and say, I think we're on the right track, but we've got plenty of work to do.
I had a conversation with Kenley as soon as we were done. I told him, he was free to go, go home, and it was a manager's decision.
Yeah, I think we are very open to improving our rotation and our bullpen through a number of paths. We intend to be aggressive in exploring all of those, to act decisively when opportunities present themselves. I think we would benefit from both. I'm sure at some point there will be a question about potentially the reasons for struggles in the second half, and I do think overall organizational depth is something that we can point to as an area that needs to be strengthened, so that in the second half, as inevitably guys get hurt or performance regresses, we have capable players who can step in and make that transition seamlessly, and at the same time, everyone, every team in baseball is well served by having someone at the front of the rotation that can win a game when the team needs it, can win a playoff game. I think, fortunately, we saw a number of guys in the rotation this year take a step forward. I don't want to devalue the job that guys like Tanner and Brian and and Cutter and others did. But at the same time, we need to get better, and we need to be open to any opportunity to do that. Yeah, so I tried to meet with as many players as I possibly could, and specifically targeting some of our impending free agents. We saw what Tyler was capable of doing when he was on the field, and definitely a credit to Tyler, to our coaching staff, to our medical staff, that he was able to be on the field for as much as he was this year, whether it's Tyler or someone else. Replacing that type of production in the middle of the lineup is going to be a priority, and we'll obviously have to see how this process plays out, but I anticipate that we'll be in communication. He's earned the right to get to free agency, but I think the right-handed power hitter that can pop 30 and change a game with one swing is definitely a pretty desirable asset here.
So great question. One of the most important things we do is provide accessibility to Fenway Park for young people. Probably everybody in this room fell in love with baseball because of our ability to either go to a major league park or a minor league park. So accessibility to Fenway Park is massively important to us, and we think about it each and every day. And then you get to come in and you experience the magic of this place, and you also experience the core group that we have, players like Jaron Duran and Willie Abreu, and seeing Trevor Story come back, and Rafi night in and night out. The building blocks of that next great Red Sox team, we hope are there and in place. And we also, I would tell that next generation that we have the right group in leadership in our baseball operation. We've got Brez and AC committed here for the long term, and that's a really good thing for Red Sox fans. So ticket prices now, Pete, are set throughout the course of the year. And it's dynamic pricing. So ticket prices go up during the year, they go down, and they change based upon demand. So I can't tell you overall where ticket prices will be for 2025. I can tell you that if you looked where we were in 2023 to 2024, now that the 24 season is over, on average, overall, the ticket price increase was 1.7% for this year, for 2024. I can't tell you where we're going to be for 2025 until after the season because prices change throughout the course of the year. Look, if we do the right things in our baseball operations efforts each and every day, the rest will take care of itself. I really believe that. You've seen we had an amazing crowd over the weekend. It's just indicative of the best fans in all of baseball. They support us through thick and thin, and you mentioned it. We haven't had a deep postseason run since 2021. Haven't won the ultimate prize since 2018. So we're hungry and focused, but if we do the right things from a baseball ops perspective, we're going to get where we need to go. And in terms of everything else, it all takes care of itself.